having Diamond back to team, it's like so much easier to play with him.
The only one thing that can dig us out of this hole is ourselves.
Still have a lot to show that we actually improved.
I'm just excited because they're right now, I think, the team where you can prove yourself.
Gentlemen, back to week 10 of the European League of Legends Championship Series, coming to you live from our studios here in Cologne, Germany. I am Lee D-Man Smith, and I'm joined by Trevor Quickshot Henry once again as we head into the second day of action. Yesterday, of course, the playoff picture started coming into focus as we saw the first team eliminated from the playoffs.
That is right, and there's only 20 games left to play this split. So each pick, each ban, gank, and kill could decide which teams will be experiencing a trip to Worlds and which teams will be staying home.
So before we get into today's matches, let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday. First up, of course, it was Alliance. They were able to put a stop to Fnatic's win streak. Once again, another team cannot reach that number 9 figure, and they hold that number 1 spot once again.
They did, and the game was not exactly bloodthirsty, but it was an incredibly tactical affair between both Alliance and Fnatic. They were trading objectives left and right, and Fnatic played passively and quite reserved. And I feel that's what cost them the game. Alliance definitely showing that they are the number 1 team this split, and they hold on to that position quite safely.
Absolutely. Nif even saying they've got more to show. We'll see how that goes for them. Next up, of course, Gambit. Well, they can no longer reach the playoffs, and that is unheard of for all people involved. And of course, they are now on a 10-game losing streak. All that is left for them now is a chance to contest the Copenhagen Wolves for a higher seed in the promotion tournament. It's crazy.
It really is. You know, Gambit have been struggling for the majority of this year, and it just seems to get worse and worse for them. Now that they are 100% eliminated from playoffs, there should be no pressure on their shoulders, and as a team, they should be focusing on getting synergy, getting cohesion, and working towards the promotion tournament. So we need to see if they can cause upsets for the other teams who still have things to lose.
Yeah, there's a lot of seeding to be had, and of course, Gambit, they're still a very good team. They just need to find their way, and of course, last but not least, we saw the introduction of the 4.12 patch yesterday, and that has resulted in some interesting champion picks.
Yeah, so I want to highlight 3 that stood out for me yesterday, starting with the Maokai top lane. It was pulled out by Xaxus, and he was very bold in declaring Maokai top, the second best top laner behind Gragas at the moment, if you're looking for a tank. It worked well, it had good presence, good peel, and all props to Xaxus. Next, I'm going to stick in the top lane, but we're going to talk about Kevin and him playing Yasuo. It's a champion that has flirted with the top lane in both LCS regions to mixed success, but Kevin definitely impressed me yesterday. Traditionally, a bruiser player, playing the assassin, and he helped destroy with it yesterday, so props to Kevin. And then, of course, a little bit of timekeeping in the mid lane. Kurt pulling out the Zillion. It's not the first time we've seen a mid. We've seen Faker do it this week, and Joe rightly pointed out that we've seen an LPL about 2 weeks ago as well. Kerp had a tough time in the laning phase, but made up for it in the mid to late game. I'm hoping we see even more diversity, because we've seen a lot of champions in a lot of roles yesterday. And don't forget 4.12 no Lucian, so we may see some more changes in the AD carry slot as well.
Yeah, lots to come. We'll see how it works out. In addition to the new champions, there were also some huge moments that had you guys tweeting away. So let's take a look at your hashtag LCS big plays from yesterday. First up, it was from the match between Gambit and Roccat, and this featured Xaxus as one OP tree. This came from Big Adzay. Adzay, I'm going to go with Adzay. At LOL Esports, he said, "Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's really just a tanky tree." This was your second most talked about play. On the waters will land this time around. Diamond's in trouble. The lantern gets thrown out. He stealths away.
Oh, Xaxus
pulled in, goes in, gets himself the kill.
Xaxus here with his W just followed Diamond through the entire map, and he's so tank already.
Gambit were definitely barking up the wrong tree. Xaxus said it was time to leave, and he decided to end Diamond's life. Next comes to us from the Millennium versus Copenhagen Wolves match, where Cotnex goes big at Baron. This comes from at ImmuniLol. What? If this Baron secure from Cotnex is not an LCS big play, I don't know what this is. It was perfectly fluid and masterfully executed. This was your most talked about moment in the European LCS.
Baron started off now. Millennium on towards it. Broken shot. Can he be the man of the moment? He's going to have to jump in, but instead he gets knocked away.
Damn, Cotnex, he's very, very fast in this thing. He was the guy who jumped out, kicked Broken Shot away, jumped back into the Baron pit, smited it, got it for Millennium, and made sure Broken Shot couldn't even get into the Baron pit and try and steal it.
Some more speedy Lee Sin mechanics. We've seen it a few times from Cotnex now, and it's always great to watch Lee Sin. I mean, basically because none of us can do that level of mechanics. Remember, of course, that you can always send your favorite big plays to us on Twitter at LOL Esports, along with the hashtag LCS Big Plays. And of course, here are the standings as we head into today's games. First up, well, it is Alliance. They are now king of the hill in sole position of first place after taking down Fnatic yesterday. Fnatic do still have a 2-game cushion in second place, but they are still looking very strong. Next up, Millennium Super Hot Crew. They're now tied for third place still. 13 wins apiece, keep picking up wins. Let's see how it works out for them today. Alliance, Fnatic, Millennium, and the Super Hot Crew, of course, now, as you can see, have all secured their spots in the summer playoffs, which will be happening in just a few weeks' time.
Yeah, moving to the bottom half of the table, SK Gaming and Roccat sit tied for 5th, and they are both fighting to secure their playoff spots. The Copenhagen Wolves are in 7th. They're not out of it just yet, but they'll need to win everything from here on out to challenge one of those teams for that playoff position. And as we've touched on already, Gambit Gaming are in last place. They're no longer able to qualify for playoffs, but they can still hope to steal 7th place from the Wolves if they go, a bunch of losses, and they can look to ruin their opponent's seeding for those very important playoffs.
Sadly for Gambit, they need to actually win to do that. They're chasing that
start
loss streak, of course. So today's matches, well, they're going to be beginning with the Super Hot Crew. They're facing off against Gambit Gaming. It was the last time Gambit won was against Super Hot Crew. There's hopes, ladies and gentlemen, for them. SK Gaming, they're going to be taking on Roccat. And that's going to be a battle for 5th place.
After that, Alliance square off against the Copenhagen Wolves. A rematch that actually cost Alliance their winning streak last time. And our final match features Fnatic against Millennium. Both of these teams have been performing well lately. Can Millennium pick apart Fnatic? We'll find out. After the LCS games conclude, we have more exciting matches as the veteran Ninjas in Pajamas featuring Alex Edge take on Gamers 2 and Ocelot in the Challenger Series semi-finals. And there's a spot in the finals on the line that is live on our stage next Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. You can always head over to @lolesports.com for stats, schedules, VODs, and all information about your favorite teams and players. You can also vote on today's matchups. Just give us a thumbs up on the team you predict. We'll be seeing the victory screen, and we'll check in before each to see how you voted.
Yes, we will be, and of course you can find out how to join us here in the Cologne studio for the upcoming Super Week and the European LCS playoff quarterfinals the following week. Just click on tickets at the top of the page for all of the information.
So let's turn the tables and have you tell us something for once. We know that the European LCS, well, it always has surprises, but who is the most unpredictable player in the European LCS and why?
Oh, it's such a difficult question to answer. I'm going to do a little bit of a cop-out and say Overpower. He tends to be the mid laner that pulls out the oddball champions. But you guys at home, send us your answers to @LOL Esports with the hashtag LCS, and Shox will be reading our favorite responses